Yeah,
You have to
offenses. Yeah, that's because of
you have to
offense.
stop. Mm-hmm. Anukule se sankalpa pratikule se varjanam. You have to give up activities that are not favorable for Krishna consciousness.
Offenses include that to blaspheme the devotees, to commit
Mm-hmm.
sinful activities, to maintain material attachments after understanding so many instructions in this matter, all these things, to disobey the guru like that. So these are all.
Not having faith, like not doing it with faith, just doing it ritualistically also.
Yeah, that is also one obstacle. Rupa Goswami says that niyama agraha.
Agraha. Mm-hmm.
And
And
sometimes don't understand the importance of doing this spiritual practice also,
that means
because
you're not consistent
yeah,
in your devotional service. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, naturally people are inclined to get the results very soon, right? And but when we do something spiritual practice, it needs and consistency, it needs practice, it needs discipline, it needs determination, and anything which you require, like everything has a price in this world also. So the spiritual practice has price. You have to be very disciplined, determined, and have a strong faith that yes, I will achieve this. Beyond this material world, there is a spiritual world, and you have to be convinced about this, right? Then we will do the what required to get this.
We have to be pessimistic about the material world and optimistic about spiritual. So then only it works nicely, right? So pessimistic about material existence. We are going through repeated birth and death, and this we are suffering. And but oh, the spiritual world where we can be in association with the Supreme Lord in His service and very joyful and blissful. So then both things are required. If you have both, then it will become very nice. I was hearing one lecture by Chaitanya Charan Prabhu yesterday, so we'll hear that a little bit after this. Yeah, so, and then another thing is that when you have a bad experience of material life and a very positive experience in spiritual life, then you say, I never want to go back to that, you know, I'm done with that. So then that also helps you progress on the spiritual path. I've had bad experience. I don't want to get into again that kind of situation. I am getting positive experience in spiritual life. I will just stay on this path. So then you start, you know, detaching or avoiding those activities that already have given you a bad experience, and then you can move forward on the spiritual path. So that is also okay. So, always engaging in the activities of devotional service, devotees feel ever increasingly fresh and new in all their activities. The same mantra, as Rupa Goswami says, Tunde Tandavani Ratim Vitanute Tundavali Labde Karna Kroda Kadambini Khatayate Karnar Budhebhyas Friham Cheta Prangana Sangini Vijayate Sarvendriyanam Kritim No Jane Janita Kiyadbir Amrite Krishneti Varnadvai. They think, oh, this, I wish this holy name dances in my, when I chant it, appears to dance in my mouth. Tunde, Tandav. Tandav means the dance. Lord Shiva is Tandav, is a Tunde Tandavani Ratim Vitanute Tundavali Labdaye. I desire, Labdaye means I desire to have so many tongues. And when that sound enters my ear, then it is very pleasing. Karna Krodha Kadambini Katayate. I desire millions of ears. And then when from the ear it enters the heart and it dances in the courtyard, means it, when we say chanting is heart deep, so it goes into the heart, then it conquers all my sins. He's experiencing all these symptoms. He's feeling so happy in devotional service. So He says, I don't know what nectar is there in these two words, Krishna. And when we don't feel test, we feel, oh, how many rounds I have to chant? Still 3 more rounds to go. I have so many rounds, 3 more rounds to go. So, so we should chant a little bit more, also quantity. Like yesterday, we were chanting till noon in the temple, and chant attentively also. So, so now disappearance day of Haridas Thakur is coming up. There is some proposal about chanting for 3 days, 64 rounds. September 14, 15, 16. Some devotees are saying like that. So, it says, dear leaders, please accept my humble all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Somebody is writing, 16th September is Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur's disappearance day. 16th September. He chanted 192 rounds daily all his life. He also rose from the dead because he was beaten up in the marketplace and then he was thrown into the Ganga. And then he came back. He lived for a very long time, spreading the glories of the holy name after that. In this honor, our temple and few temples in North America are encouraging our congregations to chant 64 rounds for 3 days, September 14, 15, and 16. We have been promoting this for the past 6 years. Many of our congregation members are enthusiastically participating in this marathon. It is interesting to note that few people at least commit to chanting 16 rounds from that day. I also observed many devotees consider this as an accomplishment. For those who chant 64 rounds for 3 days, 16 rounds appears easy also. Please watch the video and show it to your congregations. So, let me see here. So here it is, the thing. Let me turn on the sound.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. चल कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे
Hare Krishna, is it okay if you can share this clip? This is a very important clip.
Yeah, I can forward it to you. Let's see, on WhatsApp only I can forward. It's on WhatsApp, so I'll put it in our Skype groups. And if you're there. Anyway, so that's some doing that. Okay, so then the all-knower, the super soul within the heart of the devotee makes everything increasingly fresh. So it is September of, what, 14, 15, 16, which is like 16th is Monday. Okay. September.
14th is Saturday, Prabhuji.
Where is this?
Yeah, 16th is the disappearance of Haridas Thakur. Monday.
Okay, okay. So Monday is working day. So.
We can have our Skype on. I mean, we can do chanting, but Saturday and Sunday is busy with programs, Sunday feast.
Yeah. Anyway, this was
But
just
we can develop the habit of always chanting Hare Krishna, means walking, going here and there. Like, be conscious that you're chanting Hare Krishna all the time,
all the time. Yes.
off the beats also.
Right. Okay. The all-knower, the super soul within the heart of the devotee makes everything increasingly fresh. So Krishna makes everything. Prabhupada is saying Krishna makes, he is in the heart of the devotee. He makes everything increasingly fresh. Krishna is also fresh. So this is known as the Brahman position by advocates of the absolute truth. In such a liberated stage, one is never bewildered. So he is always happy because he is always experiencing newer and newer joy, as who says Yamunacharya says, right? I'm experiencing newer and newer joy. Yadavati mama cheta Krishna padaravinde navanava rasadhamnya udyatam rantumasit nari sangha bole tadavati
Tadavati Bhatanari Sangame Smaryam
smaryamane
Bhavati Mukha Vikara Shushtu Nishchinnam.
bhavati mukhara sushtu nishtivanam chaya. So you can get experience of Navanava Rasa in chanting Hare Krishna. In such a liberated stage, one is never bewildered, Brahma Bhuta. So it is called Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam, right? The spiritual life, the joy only increases with time. And one becomes so joyful, that everything else is fails. Nor does one lament or become unnecessarily jubilant. Lamentation or unnecessary means material jubilation, maybe. This is due to the Brahma Bhuta situation. In such a liberated stage, one is never bewildered. So everything is in the Brahman stage, one is not bewildered and does not become unnecessarily. Unnecessarily jubilant is when you get material things and you become jubilant. That is unnecessarily jubilant because those things will not last. And this is like it's when you get sense gratification, if you become unnecessarily jubilant, then Prabhupada says there may be some, it may appear very pleasing, but it is the ultimate enemy of the sense enjoyer. So there is unnecessary. This is due to the Brahma Bhuta situation. Okay, so let's see what purport says. A devotee is inspired by the super soul within the heart to advance in devotional service in varieties of ways. So Krishna is giving inspiration to chant like that, to do his service, to do whatever. So many of you are doing so many services. Krishna is in the heart. A devotee is inspired by the super soul within the heart to advance in devotional service in a variety. He will say, now you go to the retreat, now you do this, now you chant, now you go for this service, now you do this service. The devotee does not feel hackneyed or stereotyped nor does he feel that he is in a stagnant position. Sometimes we feel like that we have not made any progress. But if you are making progress, then you don't feel like that. In the material world, if one engages in chanting a material name, he will feel tired after chanting a few times. However, one can chant the Hare Krishna mantra, Maha Mantra, all day and night and never feel tired. So Prabhupada would give Coca-Cola or something like that. You chant whole day. You'll feel tired after even chanting few times. But Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, you can chant and you will not feel tired. Of course, these are very spiritually advanced, but still, even for devotees, they chant like 16 rounds, 32 rounds, whatever your 4 rounds also, you chant and you feel good about it. As chanting is increased, it will come out new and fresh. Srila Rupa Goswami said that if he could somehow get millions of years, that's the verse we are quoting, ears and tongues, then he could relish spiritual bliss by chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. There is really nothing uninspiring for a highly advanced devotee. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord says that He is situated in everyone's heart and that He helps the living entity forget and remember. By the grace of the Lord, the devotee gets inspiration. Krishna is Chaitya Guru in the heart. He is very eager to connect with us. So He will say, okay, go on. He'll inspire. He'll inspire us to come back to Him. Because He's very eager to get us out of this material nature. So this is what Krishna is. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upiyanti te. To those who are constantly, and He will also give the intelligence. Okay, don't do this, do this. In the heart, Krishna is there. So He's also giving the intelligence. Dadami buddhi yogam. So, to come to Him. So this is the way you can come to Him. So we get inspiration, determination from Krishna within the heart. To those who are constantly devoted and worship Me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to Me. So devotee naturally becomes intelligent. Prabhupada also said, if you chant Hare Krishna nicely, all answers will come from within. So that is also there. As stated, Kushala Karmanam. Those who engage in auspicious, Kushal means good, engage in auspicious activities in devotional service. Karmanam is the activities and Kushala means those auspicious activities are guided by the super soul, described in this verse as Gna, one who knows everything past, present and future. The super soul gives instructions to the sincere, unalloyed devotee on how he can progress more and more in approaching the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Srila Jiva Goswami in this connection says that the super soul, the plenary expansion of the Personality of Godhead, exists in everyone's heart, but in the heart of the devotee he reveals himself as ever increasingly new. So Krishna appears to be very fresh. Being inspired by him, the devotee experiences transcendental bliss in the execution of his devotional service. Someone feels very joyful. Susukham kartum avyayam. Okay. Anything else on this verse? So if we are not feeling joy, that doesn't mean we give up devotional service. We continue and pray to Krishna and give us spiritual strength, and we have to stop doing the wrong things. And we need also strength for all that. So Krishna will give us all intelligence and everything. And then we know also how to act and how to speak everything we know, inspired by Krishna. Yeah.
We also don't feel any joy because we take things for granted. We're not grateful for what we have gotten. We don't understand the value of it, like getting this human body, getting the association of devotees, scriptures, access to the temple, and all. If we knew how rare it is and how mercifully Krishna has given it to us, although we were not qualified, and how great of an opportunity that we have gotten in this life, which is rare. And how many people are there in this world who are thinking of Krishna? I mean, they are thinking of food, clothing, and shelter. 99% of the people, right? Because some have to work very hard in the world to get, something to eat. And some are going through very difficult times, health problems, and so many different problems in this world. It's a place of danger. There is danger at every step. Krishna is giving us a time that we can chant and read scriptures, very rare. We meet so many people, they say that they don't have time. Although they're taking the book, they will never get to read it because they don't have time. So many other responsibilities.
Yeah. Yeah, if we make our life simple, then we will get time. Like, because of our material desires, we make our life complicated. And the more you expand, then the more you have to work to maintain, right? So that is also there. But yeah, so the more we are living simply, then we can chant Hare Krishna and we can have time. The more we are
Yeah.
complicating our life with material desires, then the more it is like, then so many things can go wrong and things like that. So also
Mm.
we have to see, like, I mean, Prabhupada has given an invitation to everybody. They can serve in the temple, and temple provides for them, that those who are living in temple are not doing the job, right? But even if you do job, that's okay. I mean, everybody can't live in the temple. You have to do a job. But sometimes, yeah, it becomes difficult when you have a big, so many people dependent to support, and that
Some
becomes
people have the karma.
karma.
They have the karma that things don't come easy to them. They have to work very hard.
But even in that hard work, they can remain Krishna conscious. Like, they can chant Hare Krishna. Prabhupada says, yeah, you can do your duty
Yeah.
and chant Hare Krishna at the same time. So,
But first they have to take time out to seek the association of devotees, and if they don't work, then they would not have anything to eat, and how will they maintain their family? So it's like a circle.
and
I mean, they
sometimes you
have to
have
come out.
yeah, sometimes everybody's not working, nobody's working 24/7. But when you have free time, then generally we don't come and spend time with devotees and devotee association. Then we go on different, like, when you, supposing you are working very hard and you get time on the weekend when you're off, then one should come, and or we should read scriptures even at home. Even if you don't come to temple, you can read scriptures like that. So we should do like that, chant Hare Krishna when we have time. Krishna has given me this free time to engage in his service outside my job, right? So like that we should think.
Yeah, but how many people we meet and how many people we invite and how many come? Very few.
Yeah. So that's
1 out of 100 or 200. We have a list growing, 700 so far, and we put in the WhatsApp messages. Nobody comes.
yeah. So yeah,
It's all Krishna is, and maybe because everybody has spiritual calling also, right? Sometimes we have seen that sometimes we have seen that like there are so many people, not so many, but few people who seeking for some association, who himself without approaching a devotee, who himself wanted to approach a devotee or temple. Um, like or maybe some one time someone meets you or someone says some wisdom words and they incline towards that words and wanted to explore more.
yeah.
And Mataji was saying that yeah, you all are doing so much hard work. Yes, I can see. So that much, and but still people are not taking it because Mataji made a very beautiful point that in our life we take it as granted, like we don't know that something like let's say someone has done so much hard work. Even in India especially, we have seen that there are so many workers, regardless of like weather conditions, they do hard work, and in the evening they get some money, and they value that money very much. But and in the spiritual life also, the sannyasis and those who have went through a lot of troubles, not only externally or bodily, even internally, like there's so many enemies, anarthas, and they have to overcome all of these, and they just give you essence. Like Srila Prabhupada, when we read the Srila Prabhupada's life, he went through a lot of troubles, and financially, family. He wanted to spread Krishna consciousness like at any cost. He was so determined to give this knowledge to each and everyone. He waited for long and long time just to like someone can hear, someone can take up this Krishna consciousness. He spent a lot of time to read the scriptures, to translate all these, and everything we got as a like very easily. We don't go through with all these troubles, right? So one should understand that we should not take anything granted. Those who have not eyes or hands or like that, we have all these things. So every single time we should be very grateful that we have life, we have a healthy body. We don't know how long it will be healthy. Um, so I was reading yesterday, Sachinandan Swami, he was shared, so every day he shared some inspiration, Japa inspiration. So he said that who will gonna hear? Every single time one has to be very grateful. You find something and you say to Krishna that, yes, Krishna, I am grateful of these. And start from your getting your human body, human birth. Um, so yeah, I mean everybody, if someone find it, there's so many lists they can find it every day to be grateful. um yeah, gratitude is a very good quality.
And we have to encourage everybody in devotional service so that they feel like doing more also. So, like, yeah, somebody's chanting one round, then we can say, yeah, it's doing very nice. They call it fanning the spark. Then they will feel inspired to chant more and appreciating devotees, right? That's like encouragement for everybody needs encouragement, at least in the neophyte stage. Once you are like beyond a certain stage, then it doesn't matter. You will do the service irrespective of whether somebody encourages or you know praises you or not. So, but in the beginning, everybody needs that, right? So, okay, so that's how we can.
Correct. Devotees are joyful because of the association.
Correct.
Also, the process is joyful, but they need others around them that who are favorable, who are always encouraging them and joyful. And in their association, they become like this Brahma Bhuta, joyful.
Yeah. Okay, so everybody has their inspiration where, I mean, they find inspiration in some way or other. So we should, wherever we find inspiration, that's what we should hear. And okay, so then next verse. Maitreya Uvacha Evam Pruvanam Purushartha Bhajanam Janardanam Pranjalayah Pracetasah Taddarshanadvashta Tamorajo Mala Gira Grinan Gadgadaya Suritamam. The great sage Maitreya said, after the personality of Godhead spoke thus, the Pracetas began to offer him prayers. So this is Krishna speaking, and then Pracetas began to offer him prayers. The Lord is the bestower of all success in life and is the supreme benefactor. He is also the supreme friend who takes away all miserable conditions experienced by a devotee. In a faltering voice, Krishna is Hari. Hari means who takes away misery or inauspiciousness. In a faltering voice, due to ecstasy, the Prachetas began to offer prayers. So they were in ecstasy, seeing the Lord and hearing from Him. So their voice choked up, and faltering voice, they were offering prayers. They were purified by the presence of the Lord who was before them face to face. The Lord is herein described as Purushartha Bhajanam, the bestower of the ultimate goal of life. Whatever success we want in life can be attained by the mercy of the Lord. Since the Prachetas had already attained the Lord's mercy, they were no longer subject to the contamination of the material modes. So this is the result of attaining Lord's mercy, is that we are not affected by the modes of material nature, or it becomes lesser and lesser. The material modes dissipated from them, just as the darkness of night immediately dissipates when the sun rises. As soon as the sun comes up, the darkness is gone. So, in the same way, the influence of material modes in their life became less, just vanished. Because the Lord appeared before them, and naturally all the contaminations of material qualities of Rajas and Tamas completely disappeared. Similarly, when an unalloyed devotee chants the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, he is also purified of all material contamination. So, Prabhupada is saying that if you chant, of course, it's saying a pure devotee, unalloyed devotee means pure devotee, chants the Hare Krishna mantra. But if he is pure, then how is he purified? That means that those who are not pure, if they chant the Hare Krishna mantra, he is also purified of all material contamination. Because the name of the Lord and the Lord are identical. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 1 to 17. Shunvatam swakatha Krishna punya shravana kirtana Vidantasto hi abhadrani vidhunoti surit satam. Shri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who is the Paramatma, super soul in everyone's heart, and the benefactor of the truthful devotee. So those who are very sincerely wanting to make spiritual advancement. And Krishna is noticing everything, he is in the heart, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee. So he removes all the material desires from the heart, Krishna. From the heart, he is the benefactor of truthful devotees in everyone's heart. Of the devotee who has developed the urge to hear his messages. So just those who like to hear about Krishna, then Krishna from within the heart, he cleanses all desires for material enjoyment, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. So he doesn't have any desire for material enjoyment. It appears very like, doesn't interest him anymore. He feels like, yeah, it's not necessary and it is not required. And rather, he may even come to not repel it, like Yamunacharya says. So, the holy name of the Lord is the Lord Himself. Abhinatvam namanamino. If one chants and hears, he becomes purified just by chanting and hearing. Gradually, all material contamination disappears. If you should chant and hear very nicely, all material contamination will disappear. The Prachetas were already purified due to the Lord's presence before them. And while chanting, we can also pray to Krishna to remove our specific anarthas that we have in our heart. We know, everybody, if they introspect, they will know what material desires they have and what is causing an obstacle in spiritual life. So, you can chant and pray to Krishna that please remove this desire. This is not, I have this desire, it is not good for me. I don't want it. Krishna, can you please make it vanish? And of course, the intensity of the desire should be very strong also. So gradually, all material contamination disappears. The Pracetas were already purified due to the Lord's presence before them, and they could therefore offer the proper prayers with folded hands. In other words, as soon as the devotees are engaged in devotional service, they become transcendental to all material contamination immediately. Prabhupada is saying immediately. We know it. I mean, yeah, pure devotional service if you do, then immediately Kleshagni and Shubhada. So, Shubha means all auspicious things, all inauspicious things are. It's the beginning of all auspiciousness and it gives relief from material distress. So, as soon as the devotees are engaged in, they become transcendental to all material contamination immediately. So, you can say in a short time or something like that, or immediately, Prabhupada, if you surrender to Krishna, immediately things like immediately at the time of death one can attain perfection also in a short time also. So as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, Sagunan Samati Detan Brahmabhuyaya Kalpate. Sometimes the devotees are dissatisfied due to their not seeing the Supreme Personality of Godhead personally. When the Pracetas saw the Supreme Lord personally present, their unhappiness vanished. So this is one reason why Krishna comes to, because the devotees are hankering to see him, so he comes to give them the audience, like to reciprocate them with them personally. So they become very satisfied. Okay. So in our contaminated state, what we think is going to give me happiness is actually going to give me trouble because our mind is not in order. So we think this is going to, and whatever we think is not good, or it doesn't give me happiness, is actually going to give me happiness. So, but in contaminated state, it is topsy turvy, right? It's the other way around, as Krishna says, "Yanisha sarva bhutanam tasyam jagriti samyami." So, for the self-realized person, he knows what is going to bring him good fortune, auspiciousness, that is devotional service. And the materialist thinks that it is sense gratification that is going to bring me auspiciousness. He thinks the more I engage, that's going to make me happy and bring me all kinds of, you know, satisfaction and everything. But so it's opposite. So Krishna consciousness means also changing our paradigm that this is going to give me happiness and auspiciousness, engagement in devotional service. That shift in paradigm is not very easy because we have been conditioned for a long time in a different way. So it is deep down inside that conviction has to change. That yes, this is Krishna consciousness, and then you get experience also, and then so once you get experience, then you are convinced fully. So okay. So bad experience with sense gratification and positive experience with Krishna consciousness actually helps the devotee progress on the path of bhakti. Just bad experience with material life does not, that's not enough. You need positive experience also. Because then, even though we had bad experience, we'll keep doing it again and again. Because there is no other way to find happiness. So we think next time around, this is going to work. So this time it didn't work. Next time around it's going to work. Something different will happen. And then I will get more happiness. So this, because there's no other alternative to find happiness. So we keep doing the same thing over and over again. Puna punascharvitascharvana. And sometimes it works, right? Sometimes somebody like they married and they ended in divorce, and they think, okay, if I marry again, then maybe this time it will work. And it works also. It has happened like many. And but even if it worked, um, if you are if it worked, then you feel like, yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, I keep trying. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. Now it worked, so I get some hope, and then I become more attracted to material existence, and then my desire to get out from this material world and serve Krishna becomes less because now things are working. So that is also a problem. Then our desire is not strong to because material life seems to work now and things are happening nicely. So that is also like they say sometimes good karma is a problem also. If you have good karma, then you become like satisfied in your situation, in the material happiness, and then you feel like, yeah, I have a nice job, I have nice things, this, that, and I go out on a vacation and I have money to go out and enjoy and then do these things, and it's very nice. So that's the problem in where heavenly planets. That's why demigods want to take birth on this earth. So there it's very much enjoyable. So too much enjoyment and things working very nicely according to how you desire is a problem because we can get absorbed in that and we can forget about spiritual life, which is real. Sometimes people say, right, I'm enjoying. So what you enjoy in your way, the way you like, and I enjoy the way I like. Everybody in the Constitution of America, they say everybody has the right to pursue happiness the way they want under the laws. You cannot harm somebody and like whatever they have made laws. So everybody has the right to pursue happiness. That is true. That's freedom, and that should be there because we can't impose. But through experience, we can become convinced that okay, this is not giving me satisfaction and happiness, whereas Krishna consciousness is giving me that. So that experience one has to get. Right. So then one will be fixed. Okay, so next verse. Any comments anybody like to offer? Prachetesa uchuhu namo namaha klesha vinashanaya nirupitodara gunavyayaya gunaha vayaya manovacho vega puro javaya sarvaksha margir gatattvane namaha. The Prachita spoke as follows: Dear Lord, you relieve all kinds of material distress. And even if you're happy, that doesn't. So Krishna is using what he's saying. Even if you say the material world is a happy place, what does he say to convince you that it will not? What is the word he uses?
It's temporary.
It's
Temporary.
temporary. It's a
It's
shashwat.
ashashva.
Yes, it's a shashwat. So if you're not convinced it's dukhalayam, at least you can asashvatam. Nobody can deny, right? Because everybody is going to die. So it's temporary. So that's also there. But the other thing is that people say, no, temporary, it's okay. But right now I'm enjoying, let it be temporary. What is it? Yeah. But when it is over, then you will feel it's temporary also because whatever happiness you're getting is temporary. Then it will not give you happiness afterwards. So then it is. That's why Krishna is trying to say both ways. Asashvatam. So the Prachita spoke as follows: Dear Lord, you relieve all kinds of material distress. What is the time? So, okay, we can do this verse tomorrow and hear that class. Chaitanya Charitamrita. It's a little